What's good, YT? It's your boy YS the artist back here with another ill reaction, man.
Wait, stop right there. What is that? There's some really weird things caught on security cameras that are absolutely eerie. This was captured in the middle of the night. This video is not altered. Look at the timestamp at the top. This person or thing is walking across the screen. I have no idea what this is, but get out of that house.
Make sure you got a friend with you.
So I just got out of dinner.
Before I continue, bro, shout out to the 5th subscriber on the channel, man. We was at 4 for the longest. Now we at 5, man. Every little bit counts. I appreciate you, dog.
What is this?
Right, look at that alien spaceship right there, man.
Check this out from the space station looking at Earth. This is a blue elf. And then a blue jet coming up right there. This was at the International Space Station looking at Earth, and this is a tropical storm that was happening.
What the hell? What is that, Mom?
Damn.
Mom, you see this?
Boy, those are definitely UFOs, bro.
What the hell is...
Oh, that's crazy. That boy just really just teleported though, man. The 1930s, they had the celly on deck. Them kids got imaginary friends, you heard? Your kid got an imaginary friend, be scared. I'm saying it might be a Demite Gorgon or one of them beans, them dark beans, man. That's why you gotta have your kid outside, man, doing interactive stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keep them out of keep some shows away from them, man. Don't be buying them antique toys from them, man. Like they be horror haunted and all that. Them kids in there talking to a ghost.
Oh man, I wish I had a flashlight right now.
So I'm gonna probably do the last part 6, and it's gonna show
the dog knows something up. Look how he looking.
So yeah, just keep watching.
He like, man, what is this, bro? Why you got this here, bro?
What is that?
See, the thing about humans, they always want to like play with the like spiritual worlds, like, bro. That's a serious world, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can't be playing with the spiritual world like that. Dude looking like, oh nah, dogs got that scent. He probably smelled a dark entity on that box. You know, Huskies got a good nose on them. He stepped back like, nah.
Is there anything wrong with this box? Is there anything wrong with this stupid box?
Take that box and throw that in the garbage.
I don't think he said that, but he's just capping now. Look at his face. It's like,
I want to show you guys right now. He literally is.
Did you hear about the tragic accident that happened on the Pirates of the Caribbean
No,
ride?
ma'am, I
Because of this
didn't.
accident, there's apparently a real ghost that lives inside this ride. The ghost is said to be a construction worker named George.
I ain't
During
gonna
the
hold you.
construction of this ride,
Somebody-
George was
she on to
unfortunately
something,
crushed
'cause
by a large piece of the
y'all
set
ever got
that
on like
killed
a
him
amusement ride,
instantly.
bruh?
So now it's said
and
that his
just
spirit lingers there.
felt
And
weird
staff
after?
members have to say good
I
morning
be
to
feeling
him
like
when
they
they
be
arrive
having
to work
entities on
and
the
farewell
ride,
when
some on the
they leave.
rides.
If they don't, he'll
Be
make
trying to
life
snatch
tough for
people's
them
souls,
by
you
causing
feel
the
me?
Pirates of the Caribbean ride to malfunction and break
gonna
down
hold you.
throughout the day. It's said that he especially likes
I
to
feel like
haunt
some
any
of the rides
females that go on
try to
this
snatch
ride.
people's
There's
souls,
been
dude.
complaints of their hair being pulled or being poked on the back. But the saddest thing is that shortly after the theme park opened, a sad-looking older woman would periodically visit the attraction and ask to ride alone. Cast members then reported seeing her speak to nobody and sobbing into her ride boat. And then apparently it was revealed to be George's heartbroken mother, which is horrible.
dog, that's
I have another
crazy.
UFO/alien story for you.
Let's
Being
hear
a
it.
lifelong Alaskan, I have seen more UFOs than I can
See,
count. UFOs and alien
one
encounter
thing about
stories
this
are
shorty
really
right
common.
here.
But this story of mine is one that really still
Yo, your
scares
story
me.
gotta have
And there's
proof,
not many
man.
things that
Like,
scare me.
it's
When I was younger and
2020,
still living at home,
2023,
me and my brothers were
2024,
playing in my
man. Like,
bedroom
look,
after our parents went to
you need
sleep.
to have video
All of a
footage.
sudden, we hear this insanely
Otherwise,
loud
you just telling
noise.
us a
Our
story
whole
that
house is
can't be
rattling,
verified.
and
Like,
it's flying over our house. We
Hey,
hear
look,
it
we
zoom
just- we
over
just
and
talking
seemingly
right now.
crash outside of my bedroom window. We didn't even have enough time to look outside the
Come on,
window
shawty,
until we
with a
heard something
video,
moving
shawty.
outside. We're scared stiff. This is the only way I know
Y'all
how
ain't
to
had no
describe what
cameras on
happens
the house?
next. It was walking
I
on
had
the
to have
outside
some
of the
cameras.
house of my bedroom, and dragging its arm across the wall. Slow like. It gets
What a
directly
ring
to where
camera
we're sitting
footage,
and
buddy.
it hits the wall so fucking hard. We ran so fast to my parents' bedroom. They never heard the thing fly over the house. They didn't hear the crash. They checked outside and there was no footprints in the snow. Nothing.
This is why you should never use a red crayon.
I don't know. Her
This
story
is
don't
about
sound
a
believable
creepypasta
because
called The
no
Crayons.
visual
A married couple
evidence.
who had just returned from their honeymoon
Gotta have
decided
that.
to buy a house. And one day the husband was walking
I ain't
down
gonna
the
hold you,
hall
that
when he
house look
spotted
kinda
a red
creepy.
crayon lying on the floor. Now the couple didn't have any children, so they wondered where this crayon had come from. The next day the husband came home from work to
y'all
find
always gotta
another
do
red crayon
research,
lying in
bruh.
the same spot. He was
Y'all
very
buying those
puzzled and
turds?
decided to ask his wife about
See if
it. She
a
told him
major
that every day
catastrophe
since they first
happened
moved
there
into the house, she had been
something
finding
crazy.
red crayons when she
Some
was
house-
cleaning.
some of
And they
them
were
houses
always
be
lying in the
haunted.
same spot at the end of the hallway. So he tapped on the wall at the end of the hallway and heard a hollow sound. Curious, he began peeling off the wallpaper. And behind the wallpaper, he found a pair of sliding doors. They were nailed shut, so he had to open them one by one. And then he opened the doors to reveal a small hidden room. Looking inside, they saw that the walls of the little space were covered in words scribbled in red crayon. Over and over were the words. Mommy, I'm sorry, let me out. Mommy, I'm sorry.
An 11-year-old boy in Oklahoma had gone missing. After 24 hours of searching, police came up with nothing and decided to put together search crews with local members of the community. One of these groups was led by an elderly man named Stephen. As soon as the search began, Stephen seemed to know exactly where he was heading, and his team followed. Within 25 minutes, Stephen had led his team directly to the boy, where they found him safe but freezing. EMTs had stated that it was only moments before the boy would freeze to death, and that Stephen was an actual hero. Police grew suspicious of how Stephen knew exactly where the boy was and wanted to bring him in for questioning. He was no longer the hero, but now the suspect. Police wanted Stephen to come in for questioning immediately. Problem was, Stephen was nowhere to be found. One of the members on Stephen's team happened to be wearing his GoPro and brought the footage to the police. Police brought it to the family, hoping they could identify the man. And they did. They identified Stephen as the boy's grandfather, who had passed away 2 weeks earlier.
On April 30th,
Yo, that's a crazy story right there. I'm not gonna lie.
as the sun vanished, tweeted
That's
out
crazy.
a single word: help. The user then went on to explain that they had woken up and the sun simply never came up. They then posted this video onto their timeline.
Panic is taking hold on the nation in response to the sudden disappearance of the sun, with violent riots taking place in just about every major city. Meanwhile, experts are claiming this phenomenon to be an event.
Followers quickly understood what was going on and realized that this was an ARG that centered around an apocalyptic world where the sun had disappeared, and the account told a creepy but fascinating story that featured eerie photographs, videos, and text messages that made for a creepy tale. The user also finds notes from other survivors that warn off an ominous red light that has a strange effect on humans, and the account gives almost daily updates on this new disturbing planet.
Yo, what's up? These are scary facts about our world.
Yeah, I've
that
been
you
hearing a lot
probably
about the
didn't
sun
wanna
lately,
know.
man. What y'all think about the sun?
If a piranha ever
All the
latches
stories,
on
man, let me
you
know
and
in the
starts to
comments.
devour you, it will actually let out screams of its own while you are screaming as well in pain and agony, and it will eat your face first. Charles Darwin, who is a very widely known naturalist and biologist, ate almost every single animal that he discovered. What? There used to be a bird that was just about as big as the one above me, known as the magnificent Argentine, and it used to live in the Andes Mountains and had a wingspan of over 21 feet. That's a lot of basketball players. Two Italian designers came up with the idea for an organic casket where it would turn dead bodies into dead trees. It's kind of creepy. Over 2,000 students were given new computers at a high school in Pennsylvania, and when they took it home, they were actually being watched by remote-activated webcams.
Weird Crime Facts, Part 29. Alexander Litvinenko was a former Russian spy who solved his own murder case. He was poisoned with a cup of tea in a London hotel and was quickly hospitalized. Working with Scottish detectives as he lay dying, he managed to trace the lethal substance to a former comrade in the Russian Secret Service. Serial killer and cannibal Richard Chase only attacked victims who had their doors unlocked. He took locked doors as a sign that he wasn't welcome, but unlocked doors were an invitation to come inside. Troy Leon Gregg was a death row inmate in Georgia who escaped the night before his execution. But that same night, he ended up being killed in a bar fight. Donald Harvey was a nurse and serial killer who killed 37 of his patients with cyanide. He was only caught when one of his victims' coroners had the rare genetic ability to smell cyanide.
Here are some of the most evil children in human history. Part 1. A teenager by the name of Zachary Davis was convicted of murdering his mother with a sledgehammer. So basically, Zachary's mother was sleeping and Zachary went to go grab a sledgehammer from his garage. Zachary then went into his mother's room and then proceeded to beat her to death. Zachary hit his mother with the sledgehammer 20 times, which caused her to die. Zachary then set his mother's room on fire and quickly left the house. Zachary then went to court and is currently serving a 51-year prison sentence. Like for more.
I'm surprised he didn't get
Here
life.
are some of the most evil children in human history. Part 2. Here we have Armajit Sada. Armajit was known for killing his 6-month-old sister with a rock. He then killed his 9-month-old cousin with a brick. He then proceeded to kill his 6-month-old neighbor's baby. Here we have Ed Kemper. Ed was known for killing his grandmother and grandfather in August 27, 1964 at the age of 15. Ed shot his grandparents with a .22 caliber rifle. He was then sentenced to 6 years in prison and was released at 21 years old. When he was released from prison, he killed 6 more people. After murdering 6 people, he then killed his own mother and father.
They should have locked this
Like
man
for
up
more.
for life.
Morbid Facts, Part 132. When Teddy Roosevelt was 25, his wife and his mother both died on Valentine's Day just hours apart from each other. For his diary entry that day, he drew a large black X and wrote, "The light has gone out of my life." When some whales get old, they no longer have the strength to swim for long distances. So if they swim too deep, they might not have enough strength to reach the surface for air and eventually suffocate to death. Throughout your life, you're more likely to meet a future murderer than you are to have a lasting marriage. In 2010, a homeless man named Hugo saved a woman from a knife attack in New York City. He was stabbed while trying to help, but still chased the attacker before collapsing from his wounds. Security cams captured more than 20 people walking past and staring at him, but no one offered to help. He was found dead on the sidewalk more than an hour later.
There is no going back after watching this. What if I told you that you are not a human being, but an ancient being called a spiritum? Spiritums are beings that have come from the 4th dimension into the 3rd dimension, and by doing this, you have trapped yourself in a human body. You're a very powerful being, capable of incredible real-life magic. There are few people on Earth who have discovered this truth and live every day being able to use their magic powers. Once you have unlocked your abilities, you can control the world around you and can even make anyone you want fall in love with you. Want to unlock your abilities? Then heart this video and follow my account.
That's the only way I can unlock the ability, shorty.
Web series that features a man who wakes up one day to find out that his entire town has vanished. Over the next year or so, from
That's
2019 to now, he runs around trying to figure out what is going on. He checks the airport, the nearby restaurants, and even goes to some cities to try and find someone. But this is to no avail.
My mans ain't get the
Creator does a
memo.
very good job of convincing us that there is nobody around. And as you scroll through this page, you begin to feel like the main character is truly alone, with the exception of some creepy moments.
This is crazy. It's around me the Truman Show right here. Like, buddy in a town by himself with nobody there. What y'all think going on, man? Staged or what? Like, comment below. Let me know if y'all like these reactions, man. More on the way, man. Shout out to the 5th sub.